isn't it? And it's accurate. We're halfway between Milan and Venice. This is South Garda karting in a few moments' time. It's not only the final race of the afternoon, it's the final race of the series for the shifter kart category. KZ2, the title will be decided. They're just racing at the 2 rounds. I'll have a break next weekend at Adria. So not only do we decide the race, but we also decide the title. The WSK Euro Series for KZ2, it has been spectacular with 80 drivers. Let's see what's happened so far this weekend here at Lonato in KZ2. You're on board with little Luca Bosco in one of the spectacular heats in KZ2. It's been brilliant racing all weekend. This is the series leader, Simo Puhaka from Finland in the Tony Kart. One of the drivers to beat. He will line up on the second row of the grid in a few moments' time. Anthony Abbas was in contention right up until the pre-final this morning. He won the Winter Cup at this circuit back in February, but the 144 Sodi Kart is out of the final. Right behind him, that was Emilian Denner in the 120 for CPB Sport. He's been in superb form, the young Frenchman, and will be a contender in a few moments' time. Francesco Cialenta, always thereabouts in the 109 Praga kart. We've got a packed field in a few moments' time. There's 151 Marco Artigo on his home circuit in contention for another WSK title. The 3-time world champion will start out of pole position. Giuseppe Palomba, the 132 Croc promotion kart. Took a couple of heat wins. The driver from Napoli, where we raced the opening round of the Euro Series, has been so fast. Conversely, his teammate Ben Henley, who only 7 days after racing the Le Mans 24 hours and only a month after the Englishman raced in the Indy 500, he will have to start on the very back row of the grid. We will keep one eye on the 191 Croc promotion, who starts on grid number 33. He has been in spectacular form. Can he win it from there? It's not impossible, but we'll keep one eye on his progress. It will be spectacular to watch. The 35-year-old from Manchester in England, his teammate Giuseppe on the 4th row of the grid. Will go through the entire 34 karts for you in just a moment. Prior to the start of this, the Euro Series. Of course, it's just the second event for the KZ2 category. Simo Puhaka is the series leader on 122 points. Marco Artigo is second on 90 points. Lammers is third. He's the reigning WSK Supermaster Series champion after taking the title earlier on in the season for the Sodi Kart team. Riccardo Longhi, fourth on 74 points, along with Matteo Vigano from just up the road in Bergamo. Matteo to start alongside his teammate Anthony Abbas. Well, he's 5th in the series, 6th in the series on 70 points, but that's as far as he'll get. He won't start the final. Some big names further back in the field. The 16th row of the grid, last year's European champion Adrien Clenodin, the 2016 world champion Pedro Hilbrand. At a grid 29, Francesco Cialenta didn't have a great pre-final. The 109 Praga on the 13th row of the grid. There is class littered all through the field. This will be an amazing race. And just repeating, we will decide the title, not just the race, for the WSK Euro Series in just a few moments' time. There are the karts on the grid. You've heard the expression, paint the town red. Yeah, it's a nice expression, but they got the color wrong. Let's paint it green. Tony Kart, 1, 2, and 3 on the grid. Marco, 151. Matteo, 104. And the series leader, 103. Marco Ardigo, this is no exaggeration. It's his home circuit. The 3-time world champion. Does he know this track well? Well, he's been a professional kart racer for more than 2 decades. It's possible, and I do not exaggerate, that he's probably done millions of laps of this, the Lonato circuit. You think about it, he's been racing since the early 1990s. He lives just up the road in Brescia. Matteo Vigano A few years his junior, he's the reigning KZ2 International Super Cup champion, 104, having taken that title at Genk in Belgium last year. And Simon Puhaka, out of grid number 3, the Finn, whose close friend Antonio Giovinazzi was to have lined up 10th on the grid in the Alfa Romeo Sauber at the French Grand Prix earlier this afternoon. Of course, Simo often in attendance at F1 events where Antonio is racing. Of course, Antonio winning the WSK Supermaster Series back in 2010 and 2011. The karts are now pushed into life. We'll go through the grid for you. The green machines, 1, 2, and 3 on the grid. Marco, Matteo, and Simo. Artigo, the 3-time world champion, out of pole. Vigano, out of 2. Puhaka, 3, and MK in the 111. Brirolat, the Dutchman, is 4th. Lammers, and the newly crowned European champion, Emil Scaris in the energy kart. Riccardo Longhi, Giuseppe Palomba, Emilian Denner, and another Frenchman, Jean Nomblot. Alex Irlando, Isaac Skokvist, Massimo Dante, and from Eindhoven in the Netherlands, it's Martin van Leven. William Lansemi and the 2-time world champion, Paolo De Conto, back on grid number 16. Jeremy Iglesias, Douglas Lundberg, Andrea Dale, and Lorenzo Complese. Piccini and Vidalis in the Tony karts. And it's Funda, Marceglia, Francesco Talenta, Daniel Stell, and Enrico Bernardotto in the Maranello. Matteo Zenki also for Zenki Motorsport. Pedro Hilbrand, the 2016 world champion alongside the Russian Artem Kosarev in the truck promotion. Hubert Petit, Adrian Renaudin, last year's European champion, back on the 16th row of the grid. Christian Gaffuri has driven superbly, lines up. Grid number 34, did not qualify, but the Italian in the 179 has just driven brilliantly all weekend and has fought just to make it through to the final. And he's done exactly that, grid number 34, alongside the driver we spoke about a few moments ago. We'll try and keep one eye on the Manchurian, Ben Hanley, from the back of the grid. As we say, great to have Ben racing with us. He's run the Winter Cup 3 times at this circuit, raced the Le Mans 24 hours a week ago, and also raced the Indianapolis 500 a month ago on the other side of the Atlantic. A super talented, incredibly quick racing driver, one of the best in the world. Out of grid number 33, the 3-time world champion, Marco Artigo. Remember, he spent a year away from racing, near on through injury, came back to win the Supermaster Series at the start of 2018. Finished on the podium at the Winter Cup at this circuit. At the start of the season, would dearly love to take out the race and with it the title here. The WSK Euro Series. It's the final event for this, the shifter kart category. There's Emilian Denner, anxious to get on with it for CPB Sport. The red flag, but we'll paint the town green. Tony karts 1, 2, and 3 on the grid. Marco, Matteo, and Simo. Artigo, Vigano, and Puhaka. NK in the 111 Birola to take the fight up to the Tony Kart racing team. Almost 1,000 horsepower to be unleashed onto the grid in just a moment. Ian Silvestrin commentating this, the final race of the WSK Euro Series for KZ2 live here at Lonato. We do go green, and the green karts lead. Bas Lemmer's launched off the line. He's up into 3rd place. Was his start too good? We'll tell you in just a moment. He splits the green machines. Marco Artigo, the race leader, has to go defensive. White lines it down into the pit hairpin for the first time. We've got a clean start. Bas Lemmer's up into position number 3. I'll tell you now, there is a question mark over the Dutchman. It was a rocket start. Was it too good? There are CCTV cameras scattered around the circuit. Thanks to the team at WSK Promotion, they will see everything, and they will take replays of that start as we speak. We'll leave that alone for the moment. The 2 Dutchmen are in 3rd and 4th. Kramers is in 4th, behind the 2 Italians. There's an incident at the hairpin taking out one of the Tony karts. That also involved Palomba. It's Puhaka and Noblo involved in that as well. Artigo is the leader from Vigano. Lammers and Kramers, the two Dutchmen, in third and fourth. Lammers looks behind to see his countryman MK in the 111 Birilat on the podium at this race 12 months ago in the Open Cup. Artigo does lead from Vigano. The Tony Kart attack, there was 3, now there are 2. The Dutchman in third and fourth. Lammers looking racy. Still no word on that start from Lammers. Maybe it was just too good. He's up into third place. He launched it from the third row of the grid. As Artigo sets about leading this race on his home circuit. Vigano back in second. Then it's Lammers from Kramers. In the Birilat, then it's Emilian Denner. He's made a great start ahead of Ricardo Longhi, Alex Irlando. Scaris, the newly crowned Euro champ in the Energies in P8. Palomba and Lundberg rounds out the 10, a spot ahead of the two-time world champion Paolo De Conto. Kramers down the hill has a look at the back of his countryman. The Birilat on the back of the Sodi Kart, the green machines 1 and 2 at the circuit just a few miles away from the factory where they are manufactured. There's Kramers, he looks quick, as does Lammers. As Emilian Denner sets the fastest lap of the race at 46.912. The young Frenchman in position number 5 ahead of Longhi and Irlando. There is the championship at the bottom of your screen. It would do it nicely for Artigo to take out, I believe it would be his 7th WSK title. He's won 5 European championships, 3 world championships. As Kramers just backs off a little bit from Lammers. We'll see what Bass can do in the Sodi Kart. Took out the Super Masters Series for the French team. Earlier on this season, also in 2017. Comes across the line here on 140 k's an hour, 6th gear right there at this famous corner. It's a straight, but it's got 2 kinks in it as Denner sets the fastest lap of the race at the end. It's matched by Francesco Cialenta, who's down in 19th from the back of the grid. I told you we would watch the Englishman Ben Henley from 33rd. He's up to 20th. He's storming through the field like a hot knife through butter. He's got Hubert Petit and Adrien Renaudin behind him, also Vidalis Incomplece. We focus in on the back of Kramers and also Bas Lammers. Still, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, the Tony karts. First and second, Artigo is pulling away. 0.4 of a second again, a fastest lap of the race. For Denner, he's closing in on the front 4. There will be 2 Sodi karts in this fight in a few moments. Moraine Kramers flying the flag for Birilat. There is Emilian Denner in 1-2-0 for CPB Sport. He's coming and coming hard, a 46.588 for the young driver from Strasbourg in France. They come down the hill. Artigo looks behind. Vigano just 0.4 of a second behind in the freight train. Down through the chicane. We're still 3/4 of this final remaining. Artigo will take the title if he finishes in first position in 15 laps time. Still a lot of racing to unfold here this afternoon. Denner almost now on the back of Kramers. Behind him is Longhi. Irlando scatters. Palomba and Douglas Lundberg in the Luxor kart rounds out the top 20. Top 10, I should say. Right behind him is De Conto, the 2-time world champion. He's not having a good run as Kramers goes down the inside and the Dutchman trade positions. Well, we thought there was a question mark over Bas Lammers. He rocketed off the line. They have reviewed it, or are still doing so. No word from race control. It looks as though we just got the reflex, the timing just right. It's just been passed by Moraine. Take a look at the replay. The Dutchman, the best passing opportunity of the circuit, down into the hairpin. Artigo with the lead is still at 0.4 of a second from Vigano. Kramers in third place. Lammers, Denner, Longhi, There is Bass, two-time World Cup champion, 2010, 2012. Of course, he's the reigning Supermasters Series champion as well. Ardigo is looking good. Of course, they can catch him, but getting by, well, that's another thing. There is the virtual championship at the bottom right of your screen. He will take the title and the victory if he can hold on as Emilian launches the CBB Sport Soddy Kart down the inside of the virtually identical machine of the Dutchman. Lammers falls back to P5. 14 laps still remaining here at Lonato. Incredible speed at this world famous circuit that of course will host the World Championships for this category. KZ1 at least in about 2 months' time. KZ2 will race for the International Super Cup. Effectively the same thing. The gearbox class that we know the world over. KZ, the 6-speed shifter category. Here's the newly crowned Euro champion Mil Scaris in the 130 energy card ahead of Palomba. And DeConto, can you believe it? The two-time world champion is still only in position number 10. He's just got by Lundberg, Dante, Jean Nomblot, Jeremy Iglesias, Alessio Piccini. Rounds out the top 15. But DeConto, who made his debut in the Italian Porsche Carrera Cup Championships at Misano just a few weeks ago in the GT3 Porsche, is down in position number 10 in the CRG 162. Closes up behind his countryman Giuseppe Palomba, who's been in brilliant form. There he goes down the hill behind Emil Scaris. There's DeConto in 162 ahead of Lundberg. Dante in the Maranello kart, Nomblot and Iglesias, the two French drivers. Ahead of Piccini, Chalenta, Lanzini, Dale, and Ben Henley still trying to charge his way through the field. Kramers on the back of Vigano now. The gap between first and second, the two Tony karts, 7/10 of a second. Ricardo Longhi sets the fastest third sector of the entire race. The 1-2-2 Birolart as Kramers goes down the inside. He splits the two green machines. Bass tries to follow him through, the Dutchman side by side. Vigano holds off Lammers. Down the hill they go. MK in the 111 Birolart up into position number 2. Vigano being hassled like there's no tomorrow by the two-time World Cup champion Bass Lammers. Let's take a look at the replay down the inside, and Kramers goes through in position number 2. Denner, Lammers, Longhi, Irlando, Scaris, Palomba, and DeConto. The two Dutchmen on the replay going side by side. There's Ricardo Longhi. 1 year ago, he took out the WSK Open Cup as Lammers makes contact with the back of Vigano. Ricardo winning the race almost 12 months ago to the day for the Birolart team. He's on the back of the Frenchman, Emilian Denner. In fact, it's Lammers he's behind. There's Denner in 1-2-0. Goes down the inside. Emilian Denner wheel to wheel with the Italian. Vigano will not budge, holds him off. Lammers watches all this happen. Watch Ricardo try and launch it down the inside. This gives MK breathing space as we pass half race distance, the WSK Euro Series here at South Garda Karting. Surely Ardigo is on his way to the title. 1.1 seconds clear of this battle, which is being headed by the Dutchman Kramers in the 111 Birolart. And it's Vigano under immense pressure from the young Frenchman, Emilian Denner. Right behind him is Lammers. And it's Longhi. Irlando is not too far back as Denner launches it down the inside, goes through, and Vigano is off the podium. It's Tony Kart 1, Birolart 2, and Soddy Kart on the final step here this afternoon. There's Ricardo Longhi. He will remember that he did take the victory here 1 year ago. Goes down into turn number 1. First in line is one of the toughest drivers in world motorsport. The two-time World Cup champion Bass Lammers in front of him. Then it's Vigano who looks behind him. Emilian Denner is so quick. This kid from Strasbourg in France. Vigano is struggling to get out of the corner. That hairpin, that's where Lammers actually ran into the back of him a few laps ago. And again, it bogs down on the exit ever so slightly as Lammers in the middle of the circuit. The Dutchman in the French Soddy Kart Sigma Artigo walking away with this. The three-time world champion surely on track to take out the title here this afternoon. There is Lammers. Longy Scouras in the energy cart, number 130. As we go back to the race leader, Marco Artigo. Kramers, 1.2 seconds behind, has not given up on catching the legend that we know as Marco Artigo. Down through the gearbox. Lammers absolutely smashes that TM engine. There is Henley from the back of the grid. Coming up behind Andrea Dale, you got a glimpse of the black nose cone, the CRG of the Brescian Dale. He had a big crash yesterday with Paolo Di Conto in the heats. Replaced the nose cone, didn't bother putting a new 3M CRG sticker on it. We pick him out, he's running in position 16. Henley's behind him, and it's Lanzemi. Adrien Renaudin, last year's Euro champ, and the Swede Isaac Skottfist rounding out the 20. Three-quarter race distance. Kramers 1.3 seconds back. The Vortex-powered Tony Kart on track for the title. Kramers last time round a 46.742. 0.706 for Artigo, lapping virtually identically. These Bridgestone tyres screaming for mercy as the sun beats down here in northern Italy. Artigo has a glimpse behind him. He's done that a couple of times this weekend, which is uncharacteristic of the three-time world champion. Comes across the line, we'll check the gap. He's actually taken a tenth out of him. That's Kramers on Artigo. Emilia in position number 3 for CBB Sport. Took the win in the Euro Champs race 7 days ago down at Circuito Internazionale Napoli. There's Scouras. He took out the KZ2 title as Paolo Di Conto, the two-time world champion, goes down and takes Palombo. Also Lundberg, Massimo Dante, Nomblo. Piccini's worked his way into 13th. There is the young Italian with Jeremy Iglesias right behind him. The Jet from France in position 14. Artigo now 4 laps to the checkered flag. The gap was 1.2 seconds. And it stays exactly that. Kramers cannot do anything about one of the most respected drivers in world motorsport on his home track. Goes down through the pit hairpin, the Vortex. Powering the Tony Kart, the TM meanwhile on the Birolard. NK in the 111. In second place, great drive from Emilian Dennis, actually catching the Dutchman. They go into the Bridgestone hairpin, 3 laps remaining at the end of this one. The gap last time, 1.2 seconds. This time, Kramers takes 1/10 out of Marco. But I'd suggest the Italian is just controlling the race. The problem for Kramers is Emilian is actually catching him. Just half a second between the Dutchman and the Frenchman. The Italian surely on his way to victory and the title. Of course, Simo Puhaka, who led coming into this round of the series, retiring early on, does still sit second in the series. This 2-round championship for KZ2, the Euro Series. Challenge goes through. There's Dale, Hanley. We go down to Vidalis, Skottfist, Hilbrand, Hubert, Martin van Leven, the Dutchman. Not having the best run this afternoon, just can't quite find the speed. The Zanchi Motorsport team drivers from Austria and Italy, respectively. Marcus Funda and Matteo Zenchi just behind that battle as well. As Marco now with a lap and a half to victory here this afternoon. He's looking good for the WSK Euro Series title. The Brescian in the Tony Kart. It's something like his 14th year with the Tony Kart racing team. World champion at Marienburg in 2007. A year later also at Le Conca. That was in the direct drive non-gearbox category. He took the world title 2014 at Sarno. And he's on track for another WSK title, the Euro Series title, here this afternoon. The last time we raced the WSK Euro Series, the champions included Dotti and Boccalacci. And McLaren's Lando Norris, Ricardo Negro took out the KZ2 category. And Marco Ardigo looks as though he will take out not only the race, but the Euro Series as well here this afternoon. The final lap for the legend that is Marco. Down the hill he goes. Kramers looks to have withstood the pressure from the young Frenchman Emilian Danner. Into the Bridgestone hairpins for the final time. He looks behind him. The race is his. The series is his. The final corner, the checkered flag comes out. Marco Ardigo wins the WSK Euro Series for 2019. Kramers across the line in second, and a brilliant drive from Emilian Danner coming from grid number 9 to finish on the final step of the podium. Vigano in position 4 ahead of Lammers. No action taken from that start, it was just perfect. He finishes ahead of the newly crowned European champion Scatus, De Conto 7th, Palomba 8th, Lundberg and Alex Irlando rounds out the top 10. Take a look at the replay of the start. That was the launch from Lammers from the third row of the grid into position number 3. The Tony Kart 1 and 2, Ardigo and Vigano. Puhaka though, he was out before the end of the first lap. Kramers and Lammers, the two Dutchmen going side by side. They put on some great racing. This was a nice move. Textbook stuff from MK. He did the same on Vigano. And at one stage, the two Dutchmen side by side. Vigano forcing Lammers back. And indeed held off the two-time World Cup champion for the remainder of the race. Emilian Danner forced his way through, picked them off one by one from grid number 9 to climb up onto the podium, but in the end, no one would catch the legend Marco Ardigo, the three-time world champion, takes out the race, and with that, the WSK Euro Series for 2019. Puhaka finishes in second, and Kramers second place here today in the race and third in the series. Don't forget, next Saturday night, we race under lights. The WSK Euro Series final. This is the final race, though, for the gearbox, the shifter car category. Ardigo takes the title on 160. Puhaka second on 122. And Kramers with that podium here today, third in the WSK Euro Series for 2019. Stay with us on WSK.IT, the podium presentation right here at the center of the... It's at South Garda Karting. You know it by now. The podium for KZ2, including the series results as well. This is the race results. Marco Marin, Emilian. Matteo Bass was 5. Scaris, Paolo 7th. Palomba, Lundberg, and Irlando. The podium and the series presentation for the WSK Euro Series for 2019 here at Lonato in just a moment. The podium here for KZ2 in just a moment. Not just the race, but also the WSK Euro Series for the gearbox category here at Lonato in just a moment. 3 different nationalities, 3 European drivers for the Euro Series. The last time we raced, as we were saying during the broadcast, it was Ricardo Negro who took out the title in 2013, some 6 years ago. Here at the circuit is Ricardo, but it is Marco who wins the race and the title. Don't forget, next Saturday night under lights, the WSK Euro Series title decider for 60cc Mini, Junior and OK. All the information is on the website www.wsk.it. As we wait for the drivers to come up here, result for the race and the series as well. here at Lonato. It will be spectacular next Saturday night. The sparks will fly. The forecast temperature, yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be fantastic. There will be no snow. There will be no ice on the track in Adria. Under lights next Saturday. We'll be at the circuit from Wednesday onwards. Of course, we'll be live on WSK.it as ever. The final round of the Euro Series for the Mini, Junior and the OK categories. 6 days from now. The drivers making their way up to the podium. The Frenchman, the Dutchman and the Italian. The Bridgestone caps to go on. And then we'll be underway with the podium presentation here at Lonato. We started with 84 down to 68, 34, and this is the final three. First, we will present the podium for the race and then the series as well, immediately as the conclusion of the race podium. The podium presentation for the race. First of all, for KZ2, the Euro Series. In third place for CPB Sport from France, Emilia Denner. A great drive this afternoon. He gave it everything in the 111 Birulat MK. Second place from the Netherlands, Marijn Kremers. It's been some time coming. He's back on the top step of the podium. Let's say it. The king is back. Marco Ardigo! The third place trophy to Emilien Denner of La France. Second place here this afternoon for Birulat from the Netherlands, Marijn Kremers. The race winner for Team Tony Kart, the Italian Marco Ardigo. And the national anthem of Italia. The podium here this afternoon for KZ2 for the race. Third place, Emilien Denner for CPB Sports Sonic Kart. Second place, Birulat, Marijn Kremers. And the winner of the race here this afternoon, it's the Brescian Marco Ardigo. We will present the podium for the series as well, of course. They will take a break next weekend when we decide the titles for 60cc Mini, Junior, and OK under lights next Saturday night. But in a moment, we'll present the podium for the WSK Euro Series as well. So we'll thank Emilien for joining us on the podium. We'll ask Marco and Marijn to stay with us as we present the series for the WSK Euro Series for 2019. So that was the podium for the race. We now present the podium for the WSK Euro Series for 2019 with that fantastic drive a few moments ago. The Dutchman moves into third place in the 2019 Euro Series. Third for 2019, Marijn Kremers. second in the 2019 WSK Euro Series for the Tony Kart Racing team from Finland, Simo Puhaka. He is the new champion, the WSK Euro Series, back on the top step of the WSK podium for the sixth time, Marco Artigo. Third place in the 2019 WSK Euro Series from the Netherlands, Marijn Kramers. Second place for the Tony Kart Racing team from Finland, Simo Puhaka. And he's back on the top step. The Brescian Marco Artigo takes out the Euro Series for 2019. A quick word firstly with Marijn. You gave it absolutely everything. Drove the wheels off the 111 Birula the best you could. Great drive, mate, but couldn't quite overhaul Marco to your right.
Yeah, we've had a difficult weekend. Speed-wise, we've always been very fast, but these guys are just a little bit too quick for us still. But we'll work hard to get better for the World Championship coming here in September and give them a real fight.
Congratulations, Marijn, third in the series. Simo Puhaka this afternoon, not the best race, but a great weekend, a great series. You took the lead coming into this and second in the series for 2019. Great result for the team as well, of course.
Yeah, for the team first and second, I think it's a good result. And we showed the speed, and for the World Champs we can fight for Finn as well. So I think it's a good way.
Thank you, Simo. Back on the top step of the podium, the Brescian on his home circuit. Complimenti Marco, hai vinto non solo la gara oggi pomeriggio, ma anche il campionato, il titolo WSK Euro Series 2019. Bravo.
Grazie, ringrazio sicuramente la mia squadra che mi ha sostenuto per tutta la settimana, abbiamo fatto un ottimo lavoro e in finale grazie anche un po' di fortuna perché Simo si è fermato, è arrivato anche il titolo, contentissimo, la gara è stata sicuramente tiratissima, almeno per me che ero davanti, ho tirato dall'inizio alla fine, e contento per la squadra e ora concentrati per il mondiale.
Bravo, grazie a Marco, the winner of the WSK Euro Series 2019. Simo in second place and Marijn third. That's it for the KZ2 gearbox class. But in just 6 days' time, we go to Adria Karting Raceway. Just down the road, about 100 kilometres, we decide the titles for 60cc Mini. Also for the junior and OK categories on behalf of all the team WSK Promotion and everyone here in the beautiful sunshine of South Garda Karting. See you in 6 days at Adria, the WSK Euro Series title decider for 2019. Arrivederci da Lonato.